KSL News Time now is 5:59. Let's get another early look at your morning commute. Brought to you by Mountain America's free online and mobile banking tools. Andy?
Amanda, things looking pretty good so far this morning on the freeways into and out of Salt Lake City. Very little to worry. There is a new problem on Redwood Road, though. This just popped up. We've got a crash near the I-80 on-ramp. The northbound lanes on Redwood blocked, and the left lane southbound right as you go over the top of I-80 on Redwood Road. That is our only traffic problem. Hercules First Federal Credit Union announces the opening of their newest location in Harriman. Stop by or visit HerculesCU.com for more on their competitive rates and other locations to serve you. I'm Andy Farnsworth in the KSL Traffic Center.
Looking for another high of 80 degrees today with nothing but sunshine coming your way.
Your all-day resource for critical breaking news, traffic and weather, and conversation about Utah's most important stories. Listen on the KSL News Radio app, sponsored by Any Hour Services, KSL FM Midvale, KSL Salt Lake City, KSL News Radio, Utah's all-day companion for news.
Good morning. KSL News Time is now 6 o'clock. It's Friday, the second day of the month. This is Utah's Morning News. I'm Tim Hughes.
And I'm Amanda Dixon. Right now downtown, 55 degrees.
Got a big crash on Redwood Road over I-80 in Salt Lake City. I'm Andy Farnsworth.
We continue to follow a big developing story from overnight on Utah's Morning News. President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump have both tested positive for the coronavirus.
They are now quarantining 1 month before Election Day. ABC News begins our coverage with this special report from Sherry Preston.
President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump both have COVID-19. The confirmation of the positive test results following the infection of top advisor Hope Hicks, who flew on Air Force One with aides Stephen Miller, Dan Scavino, and Jared Kushner on Wednesday, none of them wearing masks. At Tuesday's debate, the president and Joe Biden sparred on that issue.
If everybody wore masks in social distance between now and January, we'd probably save up to 100,000 lives. It matters.
And they've also said the opposite. They've also said
no serious person said the opposite.
ABC News political director Rick Klein on the election just over a month away.
Puts everything on pause. It's hard to imagine campaigning as we knew it resuming right now. Another debate, Joe Biden on the trail, all of those things would seem to be off at this moment. It's so much larger than politics. And worth remembering how central COVID-19 has been to this presidency and to his re-election hopes.
At age 74 and a BMI over 30, the president is in a high-risk category. He and the First Lady to isolate for 10 days. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Our special coverage continues this hour, and this just in from the Vice President's press office. Both the Vice President, Mike Pence, and Second Lady Karen Pence have tested negative for the coronavirus. Our special coverage continues now with a look at the impact of the President and First Lady's diagnosis.
ABC's Chief Global Affairs Correspondent Martha Raddatz says the list is long, from the President's national security team to reporters working at the White House.
Well, they're certainly going to have to look at all of his national security team as well and keep an eye on them. I mean, the president does get briefed, an intelligence brief, very frequently. I believe he was supposed to have one on Friday morning as well. That will be off. They obviously can brief him, but this could very easily spread to the White House. The president meets with all kinds of people. It's not just Hope Hicks anymore. I mean, you're talking about hours later. The president also tested positive, the First Lady as well. So they're going to have to look at all of the ramifications of this, people checking classified information, if they have to come into the White House. This will really reverberate through the entire White House. I mean, you can talk about Kayleigh McEnany, who was briefing today, those reporters in the room, and others she meets with. As John Carl knows better than anybody, that is a pretty small place, and there are frequently meetings throughout the day.
Stock futures continue to react to the news from overnight. Your money at this moment, the Dow is off 388 points. The S&P down about 51, and the NASDAQ is on the slide by 269.
We'll get another update on the President and First Lady at 6:15 on Utah's Morning News. Then we'll get the latest from the White House in the live report with KSL with ABC's Karen Travers at 7:15.
There is other news this morning to report. The man who pleaded guilty to murdering a young West Jordan couple is going to prison without parole. KSL News Radio's Mary Richards is live with more. Mary?
Tim, family members of Tony and Catherine Butterfield were in tears as they gave statements to the judge in court. The young parents will never see their kids grow up. Albert Johnson pleaded guilty in a deal to avoid the death penalty. Prosecutors say he went to the Butterfields' home in the middle of the night in April to rob them at gunpoint, then came back for his car keys and ended up shooting them. Johnson cried in court and apologized. Live, Mary Richards, KSL News Radio.
A missing 6-year-old boy will soon be back in Utah after being found safe near the Oregon coast. The boy's dad, Timothy Butler, says he can't begin to express the gratitude he's feeling.
We just had a lot of optimism and faith today, and here it is. He's safe. Everyone is safe.
Police say Taryn Butler was found with his non-custodial mother and another woman yesterday. Both of those women were arrested on multiple charges, including kidnapping.
An Ogden man is accused of using Snapchat to sell a gun to a teenager. KSL News Radio's John Wojcik joins us live with that story. Good morning, John.
Yeah, good morning, Tim. Ogden police are saying that this local man in his early 20s is being charged with selling guns and also THC vape cartridges on social media. Charging documents came out yesterday indicate that a 15-year-old boy had also purchased a gun from the man on Snapchat. Tyger Ukena is specifically being charged with transfer or possession of a firearm by a restricted person, that's a second-degree felony, and also a sale of a firearm to a juvenile, a third-degree felony. According to a search warrant affidavit, after making contact with the teenager, Ukena drove to the boy's residence in early August and showed him how to work the gun. Records indicate that the boy paid about $400 for the gun and 2 magazines loaded with ammunition. According to a police warrant, agents later searched Ukena's home and they found over 270 THC cartridges. Live, John Wojcik, KSL News Radio.
Coming up on KSL, there are plenty of flu shots available in Utah right now.
And we'll check your triple team traffic.
Pretty nice drive on I-15. We've got a problem over on Redwood Road. A crash completely blocking northbound lanes. Everybody being forced onto I-80 if you go up past 300 South. I'm Andy Farnsworth in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL News Time, 6:06.
This week, just when it's needed, the 190th Semi-Annual General Conference of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Live coverage Saturday and Sunday at 9:30 on KSL News Radio.